What's up, you guys? Cruiser67 here. Again, 11:30, and I'm making YouTube videos because, I'm my boss. So I decided to do a discussion today. I guess this is an episode of What's Up With, I suppose. So this is What's Up With Effect Negation. So a lot of the cards these days we got Draco Sack. Draco Sack is Draco Sack. We've got Big Eye. Where is Big Eye? Fun fact, Big Eye, Big Eye, Big Eye, Big Eye. Anyways, let's go with all the cards that are really big these days. We got Priestess, we've got Ophion, where's Ophion? Ophion, all these meta cards that all have really good effects, right? And to respond to this, to respond to these really good cards, these really good effects, people have started playing effect negation cards. So Breakthrough Skill, Veiler, Phoenix Chain. I'm only mentioning these ones because these ones are like the main ones. Phoenix Chain not as popular, but I think. So yeah, you've got all these cards in this format that are really good, and they have very good face-up effects that if you want to survive, you have to get rid of. So I decided, you know what, and a lot of people, so people know that you have to stop these effects, obviously, that's why you side deck these things, that's why you main deck these cards, but there was a lot of discussion lately about which of these three cards, because these are the three main cards that people use, which of these three cards is better, in the current format, against specific cards, and honestly it's player preference, I think, personally, but well, I'm just going to use this video maybe to help you guys. I'm making this video to help you guys decide what you guys want to play. What are the upsides of playing Effect Veiler versus Breakthrough Skill? What are the effects pluses of going Fiendish Chain instead of Breakthrough Skill? I don't know. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each of these cards, because these are the main cards you're going to use. You're not going to use anything else, I think, to stop effects, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just going to go into it, I guess. So let's talk a little bit about Breakthrough Skill first, because Breakthrough Skill, obviously, it's gone up in price like hell. I actually have a secret rare of one of these. I'm gonna sell it, get all that money. Anyways, Breakthrough Skill is becoming very, very popular these days. People are running it in all kinds of builds. They're running it as their only trap card, almost in some decks, because it's actually really good. Let's take a look at its effect. If you guys don't know it, you get to target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls and negate its effects of that face-up opponent monster until the end phase of the turn. Actually, it's until the end of this turn, not even until the end phase. That's not bad. And then, so that's already pretty good. I mean, just the fact that all of these cards do that, and they negate face-up monster effect. But the good thing about Breakthrough Skill that I guess a lot of people is that during your turn, except the turn that this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target a face-up effect monster your opponent controls and negate the target's effect until the end phase. So basically, if you play a Breakthrough Skill, you can negate 2 effects. You can negate effects twice, so per card. So let's say you run 3 Breakthrough Skill, you can technically negate 6 face-up monster effects, which is pretty handy, I won't lie. That's your optimal one. You set it, then you're able to use it, and then the turn after, you're able to set it. You're able to banish it to stop your opponent's card effect, which is really good, I think. Okay, so let's look at the plus sides. So, if you're optimizing your Breakthrough Skills, you're playing 3 of them, and you actually using them, you can negate 6 monster effects. Perfect. So obviously you get to negate a card's effect. And it says until the end of this turn, so it's not just until the end phase. I think that's a positive thing, because a lot of effects resolve in the end phase, like Zenmane's resolves in the end phase. Tiras, Keeper of Genesis to detach material resolves in the end phase. So I'm not sure how that works, but it might not negate that end phase effect. So I think this is a pretty good thing. And just the fact that you can banish it and negate another monster effects is pretty darn good. So essentially, you have 2 negations per card, like I said before. However, the downside to playing Breakthrough Skill, so I'm going to go pros and cons here. So pros, you can negate a monster effect, you can do it twice, you can do it, and then you can do it just like that. You can banish it from your graveyard and just do it. Downsides of Breakthrough Skill, it is a trap card. So if your opponent, so you have to set it, obviously, and then activate it. Now, I think that's a downside because if your opponent's going first and like, okay, let's go for I don't know. If they summon first, if they go first turn tour guide, you can't use even if you have breakthrough skill in hand, you can't use breakthrough skill effect to stop their what's it called? To stop their tour guide. Another good example, Dragunities. Of course, everyone knows Dragunities. We all hate Ducks plus Phalanx. Wow, Phalanx is $8. Holy shit, that's crazy. Wow. We all hate Ducks plus Phalanx because it goes all out and it gets Stardust like first turn. And if you have Breakthrough Skill, you can't stop Ducks. You can't stop Ducks from using its effect. You can't stop first turn Tour Guys. You can't stop effects that activate like during your opponent's first turn. It's not chainable right away. Like sure, you have to set it and then activate, which I think is a downfall. Which I think is its downfall personally. Also, if you read the text properly, it says during your turn, except for the turn this card is sent through, you can banish it. So it's only during your turn you can banish this card from the graveyard, not during your opponent's turn, which is normally when you would want to be stopping your opponent from using their monster effects, right? So I think that's kind of stupid. Sure, you get to negate 2 monster effects, but why would you negate your opponent's monster effects during your turn? I mean, okay, sure, that could be good if like your opponent has a Draco sack on the field, and they can't be destroyed. You chain, you go breakthrough skill. Now they can be destroyed. If your opponent has Stardust on the field, you activate breakthrough skill in your graveyard. You can actually destroy stuff. Okay, so it's not that bad. However, most of the time you want to be negating your opponent's monster effect during their turn, which I think is kind of a downfall. So pros of breakthrough skill, you can do it. You can use it twice. Obviously, when it sends the graveyard and when you can banish it. Also, a pro about breakthrough skill: if it gets MST'd, like end phase MST'd, you can just banish it in your graveyard. If you can discard it from your hand and still use its effect. And cons: it is a trap card, so you have to set it and then activate it, so you can't like stop first turn plays. And also, you can only use the second effect during your turn. So yeah. Next card we got Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler has been decreasing in popularity since Breakthrough Skill went out. But personally, I love Effect Veiler better than like Breakthrough Skill or Famous Chain. Effect Veiler is my favorite card, effect negation card, but that's just player preference, like I said before. So Veiler is a level 1 spellcaster tuner. It's a light monster. So that opens up a lot of stuff, and its effect is just like anything. It's a hand trap, honestly. I mean, during your opponent's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and target a face-up effect monster your controls and negate that target's effect until the end phase. So, pros about Effect Veiler, it's a level 1 tuner, so you can use it to synchro. You can use it like if I don't know, if you're playing some sort of Quasar build, you can actually play this thing. But any level 1 tuner is good in any deck. I mean, you can make it allows you access to synchro monsters, and synchro monsters are just as good as Xyz monsters, if not better, because they have permanent effects, right? Also, it's a light monster, so if you're playing this in a dark build, you can run like BLS or Chaos Orc. Like I'm currently making an Evil Swarm deck, and I'm running triple of these things so then I can run BLS, and BLS is 2 OP, right? It's also a spellcaster, so I mean I've seen like earlier Prophecy decks before they had Judgment used to run Magician's Circle, and if you guys don't know what that is, I'm just gonna bring it up over here. Here it is, Magician's Circle. So people used to run this with Veiler in like a spellcaster deck. When a spellcaster monster declares an attack, each player special summons one spellcaster type monster with 2,000 or less attack from their deck in face-up attack position. Now, this would be good for the spellcaster player because they could just summon a Justice of Prophecy, they could summon a Temperance of Prophecy, and your opponent would have to summon Valor. And that's pretty darn good. So it works. Also, well, just for its effect, obviously, it's a hand trap. You can use this first turn. Like, if you draw this first turn and your opponent tries doing something, you can obviously negate it, like I said before. If they go first turn Ducks, if they go first turn Tour Guide, whatever, Effect Veiler is there to stop it. I don't really think that you can have a dead Tour Guide, to be honest. Fail. Dead Tour Guide. A dead Veiler, just because you're... Okay, maybe this game, like late game, maybe this format, Effect Veiler is not so great like late game or something, because you don't want to like draw into it late game when your opponent has everything on the field already. However, I think early game Effect Veiler is way better than either Fiendish Chain or Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill is obviously better late game because of its effect to banish, but I think Effect Veiler is good early game, and with this format you really want to stop their plays early, so I think Veiler is better. Cons about Effect Veiler: it does have a 0 attack and 0 defense, so you can't really use it to stop stuff. I mean, you could set it if it's dead in your hand, but yeah. Other cons: you can only use Veiler's effect during your opponent's main phase, so you can't stop like Gores. You can't stop stuff that happens like during the battle phase. You can't stuff that stops during the end phase. Whereas Breakthrough Skill, you can use it whenever you want. So that's one of the downsides to Veiler. However, if you are playing against a deck and they're going first, I mean, sometimes they have those cards that only activate during the battle phase or during the end phase, but at that point you could just Veiler them during their main phase or at the end of their main phase, and then they won't have those effects. So I only have 3 minutes left, so I'm going to finish this off quick. Fiendish Chain is also a card that people use. Fiendish Chain, it's a continuous trap. You can target effect monster in the field, that target's effects are negated, and also that target can't attack. And when the target is destroyed, this card's destroyed. So, pros to Fiendish Chain: it negates effects, obviously, and you can use it whenever you want because it's a trap card. I mean, you can't like chain it to like an MST because like, then it gets destroyed, right? But also it stops attacks, and I think that is really key. Like this format, like especially against Draco Sack or against High Priestess, if you stop their, or Ophion for that matter, if you stop them from attacking and you stop them from activating their effects, that's really good. Like especially against Draco Sack, if you chain it to their detachment, like they can't attack with Draco Sack because it is a 2600 beater, and they can't activate its effect to stop it from getting destroyed. So I think Fiendish Chain is pretty good. However, like cons of Fiendish Chain, there aren't that many, to be honest. I mean, it is, like I said, it's a trap card, so you have to set it and then activate it, so you can't do anything against your opponent during their first turn. Also, it's not chainable like Breakthrough Skill. Like Breakthrough Skill is good because it is chainable. Fiendish Chain being a continuous, if it gets MST'd or if it gets Night Beamed, you're screwed. And it gets destroyed, obviously. So, yeah, that's basically it. So, I hope you guys liked my insights on these cards. Personally, I think I like Effect Veiler more than any of these, although Breakthrough Skill is a very good card. It's got a lot of pros, not that many cons. Fiendish Chain is also good this format. I think just the fact that you can stop attacks as well as effects is really good, but it loses to MST, and MST is a card. So I hope you guys like this video. Please don't forget to rate it, comment in the comment section below. What do you guys think of these cards? If you guys know of any other effect negation cards that people might want to be running this format against anything, honestly. And just share your thoughts on what I said. So yeah, I hope you guys like the video. Thank you very much for watching. Cruiser67 signing off.